It's me again, Pam. I'm here to talk to you tonight about something that's very near and dear to my heart, which is education. And what I've learned about it is that we are all educators. And I know that you see the definition as a person who gives instruction or a teacher, but in actuality, we are all educators. Everyone who works with these children every day. And I say that and I mean that because I have been in education for 20 years. Yeah, sometimes I lose count because it's been so long. But, and I've worked with kids. I have been with them in the trenches, understood their cries and listened to their horror stories, and listened to their accomplishments. And all they wanted someone to do was say, I care. I love you. You can do this, no matter what somebody else is thinking, no matter what's going on in your home life, no matter what the friend who was supposed to be your friend said about you. And I've learned also that people don't give everybody in the schools credit. So let me stop at this point and do that. To all of the people in the schools right now, that's the principal, assistant principal, that is the secretaries, the bookkeepers, oh my goodness, the cafeteria workers, the custodians, the security guards. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And there are not enough thank yous out there for us, for all of you, because you have done it. And I always say that, and that is one of my issues, to say all of you, all of us, because I'm in it. And I've seen some things that I wish that I had not seen. I've been happy for some people. And no matter what anybody tells you, can ask any educator out there and they'll tell you, when you work with these kids, you're always going to have at least one child to pull on your heartstrings. You're going to fall in love with them. You're going to take them under your wing. You're going to take care of them. And they're yours. Even though they may have mom and dad at home, aunts, uncles, cousins, they're yours. That was me. I was that person. I had that child. I loved her. She was everything. She was also the child that probably tested me more than any child ever have. But I just wanted her to succeed. And I was there. And I can say that I was a teacher to her. I gave her things. I talked to her. I shared with her so that she can make it. And I've seen that. And I feel good about it. And I know that there are other teachers and other custodians in these buildings and security guards and especially these cafeteria workers, and I don't think they get anywhere near enough credit for what they do. I know one specifically that will do anything. When I say anything, she retired and came back to work with these kids. That's love, real love. She just wasn't ready to leave them. And that's something. And there's so many things that I've learned in education. I had teachers that I still appreciate because I wouldn't be where I am without them. And I thank them, even though they probably won't ever know what an impact they had on my life, because I didn't go back and tell them, probably because I wasn't the best student, or I said something, or I had a bad attitude, because yeah, I could do that too. But I learned a lot. I learned that everybody who goes to college and get these degrees to teach aren't called to teach. And that's been a thing for me, is I know that these children deserve great teachers. I know that these children deserve great people in their lives. And sometimes we're the only ones in their lives that's telling them that they can do it and they can be successful. And let me go back, because I did leave somebody out, and that's the social workers, and I know the counselors. If I left somebody out, please know that, charge it to my mind, not my heart, because that's not what it was. But I have just, this is heavy on me now because so much has gone on. We missed a year with our kids, and that set us back, all of us in this good nation. It set us back because the children missed so much, and we don't know what was going on in their home life. We don't know what we actually didn't get a chance to help. I noticed that suicide rate is really going up, and it's because we really don't we're not able to reach people. We're not able to reach them. And that is a thing for our educators. We help a lot more than people give us credit for. And I've seen that, and I've seen it on more sides than one. And that's the thing for our leaders too. Our leaders in these buildings are under a lot of pressure right now. They're under a lot of pressure to make some very hard decisions. And I know that they're getting direction from other people that they have to do. And that's very difficult, especially when you love what you do, when you love your children. And I know one particular administrator that could call his kids by name, and you spent time with them and was at the building before anybody else and left after everybody else, and he had his own family, and that is difficult, but that's true love. That's a true leader, to come and be there and share your time and share your experiences with these children, because we don't know what sharing that information will do for these children. And I am, for one, happy, excited to be an educator in this system and be able to help these children. Now, it is really not for the central office staff. It is not even for the adults. It's really for the children. And I know that we have some people who got into education for the perks of education. And let me say, initially when I came into education, that is why I came in it. I came in it to have the summers off with my children. I came in it to have spring break with my children and the Christmas break with my kids. I did. That was the reason I came into education. But I quickly found out I may be in trouble because I love the children, and I was not a 12-month employee, but I worked 12 months and I was in that building. I was at that school when no one was there, and still working because I knew that someone was going to have to do it. And I didn't know how much I was going to love what I did. And I know that people do sometimes say we get too much time off or we have too much free time, when the truth is you don't get the free time that people outside think you get, because you're still working. We work on the weekends. We work during the breaks. We work on the holidays. But people don't know that because they're not in it. And I know that those people who are educators know exactly what I'm talking about. And I just came to share my little start of this. And there's a whole lot more. There's so many stories to tell about our kids who I've seen that's been in a predominantly Black school, who are now doctors and lawyers and all these big things out there, and public speakers, and they're content creators. They're doing so great, and I love it. That's exciting to me. But we also have the ones that we've lost and has just gotten caught up, and we couldn't reach them. And I hate that, because what that means to me is we have failed some children. And there are so many out there. We have a lot of kids. And if everybody got involved, just imagine how many we could save. Just anybody. As I said before, we're all educators. I love talking to just people. Just, you can walk up and talk to somebody on the street. They could teach you something. Because I could tell you about the many people that I've met at the McDonald's drive-thru that had a bad attitude, and I said, hey, you having a bad day? And they smile, because it means something. Because most people, they just mad. They really don't know why. If you smile at them, they'll smile at you. And that's what we have to do every day, because you have to leave your problems at home when we're dealing with these kids. You leave your problems at home, and then you just pick theirs up and help them try to fix theirs, and we make it through. So again, thank you to all of our educators. We appreciate all that you do. We know that it's difficult. Know that you at least have one person who's saying, you got this, and we're going to get through this. And we all going to have to make it work. Have a good evening. And I'm still happy. This was just something that was on my heart.